We live in a world where comparison is almost inevitable. We compare ourselves to everything and everyone, to our friends, to our colleagues, to our friends on social media, sometimes even our siblings. We are constantly bombarded by images of these people that create a sort of illusion that they are living their perfect life, they're living their best life. And so when we look at these images, when we see them, we begin to feel less of ourselves. We begin to feel inadequate, begin to feel insecure. But really, who set the race? Who told you to hold the fort so that the baton can be passed to you next? Who told you that life was all about competition with other people? Who told you? Who set the race? Who set the finish line? Who told you that?
I like it, but it's not okay. Whatever, can I walk away? Oh yeah, I guess I'll see your face.
Hello, my name is Chidima and I want to welcome you to today's video. Today's video is going to be one that causes you to introspect, look within, and ask yourself some really honest questions. The truth is, comparing ourselves to others can hold us back and prevent us from reaching our full potential. The problem with comparison is that it is a trap. It is a never ending cycle that can never be won. No matter how successful or how accomplished we become, there would always be somebody out there who is better, who is smarter, who is prettier. And I think that the more we begin to understand this dynamic of life, the better our lives will become. When we compare ourselves to others, we usually focus on what we don't have rather than what we do have. We become consumed with envy and jealousy rather than gratitude and contentment. This comparison also leads to conformity. When we constantly compare ourselves to people, we lose our individuality. And do you know what that means? When you lose your individuality, when you lose your person, like when you lose that specific quality that makes people feel drawn to you, when you lose that aura that people usually identify you with. One thing with conformity is that we always conform to what we think people expect of us and not what our gut feeling has told us to do. Rather than staying true to ourselves, we are always looking for this next person to validate us. We are always looking for this next person to confirm that what we have done is actually worth it. We stop taking risks and trying new things for fear of not measuring up to other people. One thing I usually tell people when they find themselves in this trap is to first of all practice gratitude. Allow yourself to be thankful for the gifts that you have. You wouldn't know the gifts that you have if you have not introspected, if you have not looked within yourself to find that part of you that you can share with the world. One of the first steps to breaking free from the dangers of comparison is to identify, first of all, that comparison is a trap. It's not a fair or accurate reflection of reality. The second step is to focus on our own journey because, to be honest, everybody's journey in this life is different. Even twins do not have the same path in life. I have a twin brother. I said this in my first video, and my twin brother and I, we are quite close, but our journeys are different. So I'll give a personal story here. This happened to me when I was in like my ninth grade. Yeah, so I joined the choir in my church, and I've always been a girl that likes to sing, but I didn't think that I had the voice. There's something called lector. I was a lector in the church as well. And then the pastor walked up to me and told me, "Oh, you have a very beautiful voice, and I think that you should join the choir. When you read, it's the same, almost the same thing as when you sing, you know." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." I mean, that was like a boost of confidence for me. And I eventually joined the choir. At that time, I saw soprano as one of the best voices. And when I eventually joined, there was this particular lady that always sang very well. I was a ninth grader, but I had started comparing myself with somebody whom I don't know, who perhaps joined the choir when she was a little girl because she was quite older than me. But I started to compare myself with her. I started to almost wanting to sound like her. I started to almost wanting to mimic her whenever I am singing. And that was subconscious. That was my subconscious acting. And whenever we were singing, I would always look at her to see the next thing she was doing and then do the exact same thing. Now, some people may not see something wrong in this, but I knew that something was wrong when the master walked up to me and told me to find my own voice. I mean, all this while I thought I had my own voice, but it turned out that he had noticed it. He had noticed what was happening, and he told me to find my own unique voice because at that particular point in time, at those periods, Chidima was not being Chidima. Chidima was not sounding like Chidima. Chidima was not singing like Chidima. He said that the voice that made him, introduce me, I wasn't using it, that he thought that I was mimicking somebody. And truly, I really was. And so from then onwards, I began to really, really own my own voice. Do you understand? I began to really own my own voice to the extent that the Prime Minister found out that I'm not actually a soprano singer, I'm an alto singer, and he put me in alto, and I couldn't even have been more grateful to him because alto is like my line. Do you understand? And so I was just thinking, what if he hadn't taken note of what was happening at that time? I would have just been a mediocre soprano singer who didn't know her way around music. For solution, here are 5 things to do in order to stop comparing yourself with other people. Practice gratitude and contentment. When you feel that need, that urge to compare yourself with somebody, just open your notes app or your diary and write down 3 things that you're grateful for that you have. And when you eventually write these things down, you'll see that you actually have enough things to be grateful for than comparing yourself with other people, because you do not know what these people are going through in their personal lives. They only let you see what they want you to see. And for the contentment part of it, gratitude leads to contentment. It allows you to be in a state of joy and satisfaction. You're happy with where you are and with what you're achieving and with where you are going because you have a clear picture of what you are aiming towards and you're not worried of what other people think of you. That doesn't mean that you don't have goals, or that doesn't mean that you're not planning for the future. And it definitely doesn't mean that you are stagnant and choosing to sit around and do nothing while you watch the world from a bird's eye view. It just means that you develop a peace about your life and a sincere enjoyment about what you have today without basing all your happiness on what you hope to achieve tomorrow. One shocking observation I have noticed is that social media doesn't always reflect reality. I know you know this, but have you ever really thought of it? Has it ever really occurred to you? Perhaps when you're checking that guy's Instagram highlight reels? Has it ever occurred to you that this may not be reality? It's usually not the complete picture of someone's life, it's just a highlight reel. And when you think about it, you would see that you're just spending all this money and emotional energy to keep up with the life that we think everyone is living, and we are missing out of something that is right in front of us. Once you start to focus on your own life and take your eyes off of these things, you can start to turn things around with your life and money. You know what? Try writing down 3 things that you think are your strength. Now, I'm not asking you to just write, oh, I love to do this, or oh, I love to do that. Things that you are so good at, you don't think anybody will be able to beat you at it. For example, it could be the fact that you are very proactive, that you get things done, you're keen on accomplishing something. So when you set your mind to do something, you actually do it. Another example could be that you like to be around people, like you're a very likable person. People automatically feel comfortable around you. People automatically want to trust you when they meet you. Another example could be, even if this may sound funny, that you're a very good baby sleeper, like you know how to put babies to sleep. They may sound very menial, but they can actually be something that will make you feel good. They can actually be your strength. And then what happens when you have found out that these things are your strength? You hone them, you sharpen them. You just have to look within you and find that thing that gives you strength. Celebrate with other people. When somebody walks up to you to tell you about their newest accomplishments, be genuinely happy for them. Cheer them on. When you see somebody working towards achieving a goal, tell them that you are proud of them. Tell them that they inspire you. Tell them that you admire their work. That way, you not only boost that person's confidence, you're also feeling good about yourself by telling them these things that you admire about them. Do you understand? The Bible even says that rejoice with those who rejoice with you. Don't feel like you are losing just because someone else is winning. Their success has nothing to do with you. So celebrate their success sincerely while you keep working towards your own success. Have boundaries about how much time you spend on social media. This one cannot be overemphasized though. We've been talking about comparison and comparison and comparison, but do you know that social media is a cheerleader of all forms of comparison? It can have a massive effect on your mental well-being. Here are some social media boundaries you can put in place in order to protect yourself. Unfollow any accounts that you don't agree with. Unfollow any accounts that makes you feel bad about yourself. Unfollow any accounts that makes you feel pressured and feel like you haven't accomplished a lot in life. Set a timer and allow yourself to scroll for perhaps 30 minutes, perhaps 1 hour, and then when the alarm goes off, make sure that you are faithful to what you have set. Make sure that you go off and focus on other things. Turn off your phone when you are having dinner or lunch, or in general when you are with people, when you're having a conversation with somebody. Turn off your phone or just put it on silent mode and focus on what is being discussed in that table or in that situation. When you feel a pull to check social media after your alarm has rung, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why you're actually doing it. If it's something important or urgent, okay, fine. But if it is not, if it's for frivolities, just ditch it. In conclusion, guys, the dangers of comparison cannot be overemphasized. It can hold us back from reaching our own goal and even make us begin to hate ourselves more and more, because at the end of the day, there's really nothing we can do to these people that we compare ourselves to. Really, they will keep living their life, so you should keep living your own life. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Bye. I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.